Hello, everyone. Come on, say hello.
Hi, and welcome back.
To episode number 2 of Stew. And today, well, okay,
Guess what we forgot to do last time?
we did. I know.
We forgot to introduce ourselves.
Yes.
So,
Yes, it was just by accident.
Yeah, we kind of forgot.
Yeah.
I'm Bethany.
And I'm Michael. And we talked about Little Lady, who's part of our household. And
We are married, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
And we have 4 cats and a dog.
Yep, 4 cats. I would like to emphasize 4 cats. They tend to take up a surprisingly large amount of our life.
Yeah.
But that's cats for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so now today we're going to talk about a number of different things. And we're also going to continue talking about our trip to DC that we took a couple weeks ago. And yeah, so...
Finish talking now.
Yeah, we're going to finish talking because we started last time at home. If you haven't heard that one, you should go back and listen to it.
Yes.
Because we won't be rehashing.
Episode number 1.
Episode number 1. So, now some additional things from our trip was actually the lunches. Like, we were there Friday and... we went on Friday. And...
But that's not when we had.
No, that's not when we had lunch. No, that was just a normal, fast food, trying to get there as quick as possible. But Saturday, and Sunday we had the lunches. And Saturdays was the most interesting to me because we got into DC because we were out. We were staying outside of DC. And we took the subway in, which Little Lady loved that.
Yeah,
and
she kept going, choo-choo!
Choo-choo!
She was very excited about riding the choo-choo.
Yeah, she did this for like half an hour. Like, I wasn't expecting her to enjoy it that much.
Which was about the whole way there.
Yeah. So, but then we got there and got into the Federal Triangle Station, which is nowhere near any food places, or so we thought. So we were trying to figure out where to eat because it was about lunch. And so after searching for some stuff online, how did we come across this place?
I think we were just walking and we saw a sign that said lunch and
food court.
Food court.
Food court.
But it was a very intimidating looking building. So we're
it's like one of those. It's like the government buildings, they're.
Felt like we were going into the FBI or something.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't help that the Federal Triangle Station is right underneath this huge, really imposing building. Actually, all the buildings down there are huge and imposing. Especially the General Services building. You remember that? It was like a block wide.
Yeah.
That was a huge building.
It was like the size of the state of Rhode Island.
At least it felt like it.
Yeah.
Probably had the same amount of people in it, too.
Probably.
But, so we went up to this building, or followed the signs, because it was just food court this way. And so we went there, and it was, it was the Ronald
Reagan Center, I think it was
Ronald Reagan Center. We'll have to verify that. But it was incredibly imposing. It's not something that you go up and say, I think I'd like lunch now.
Yeah.
It's like, this is for dignitaries to come, or a convention center, or things like that,
Yeah.
But, so when we approach it, it was, how many stories high would you say it was? 3?
I think it was 3.
Yeah, 3.
On the elevator, I think I remember 3.
Okay. But 3 stories high, ornate stonework, and very imposing and not very friendly looking at all. And then as we approached, we noticed that the doors that move in circles. What are their names?
Yeah.
What are their
rotating
names?
door.
Rotating doors?
Yeah.
Okay. Were closed up and saying entrance over here, and then peeking through the door. I remember seeing security and
Yeah.
thinking, uh-oh. They, not for any reason other, just like,
Right.
is this the right place to
We don't
go?
normally see security at lunch
To get to the food court,
places.
yeah. But last time I remember seeing security like this was actually going to the courthouse downtown.
Mm.
Because I was selected to possibly be a juror one time. And it was a similar amount of security. So it's like, is there really food here? Or is the sign tricking us?
Yeah.
But then we finally...
We actually asked the security guards.
Yes, we
We're
did.
like, where's the food?
Yeah, is there food in
but
here?
we had to go through a metal detector and all that fun
And
stuff.
put all our stuff. I felt like I should take off my boots and stick them in the...
like we were boarding an airplane
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I'm always surprised with like courthouses and apparently the Ronald Reagan Center. Like, I always think that I'm gonna have to do the full, almost like body scan or something, like how they do in airports, and I'm always surprised. It's like, that's all. You don't want me to take off my boots and my belt and
Right.
anything else that might be metal,
Well,
including
they,
my glasses.
Looked at our bag and stuff. But
Yeah, it went to an X-ray
Other than that.
X-ray machine, but.
So then we walked
Oh, yeah.
really far.
Yeah, so we went in
Kept following
these
signs.
halls. I'm going to call them halls because
Yeah.
that's basically what they are. They are
Big,
not corridors
like,
or hallways.
Marble. Were they marble? They're marble
Yeah,
looking.
I think so. Yeah, a facade or something.
Very intimidating looking.
But they had like paintings up on each side, and each section of the hallway had doors on either end. I have no idea what that was for.
Mm.
But then it was historical. It was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
They mixed a number of like modern things and older things. Like, let's see, what are some of the pictures?
Remember
I know there was
information
President Obama on
Right.
there, and
About the rest of the president or something.
yeah, and some of the other presidents.
Washington and
Yeah.
Lincoln and stuff like that.
So I mean, I expected something that might actually take place, like it was built when Clinton was president. But no, it has all the updated presidents and everything, which was
Yep.
pretty cool and unexpected. But so we walked several hallways like this down, saw maybe one person going the opposite way in a very nice business suit, and so I felt totally out of place. Like, is this really where we're gonna go? Are we gonna get there and it turns out it's actually the food court for a convention center?
Yeah. For all the big wigs down in DC.
Yeah. But
The president eats lunch there.
yeah. Yep. I'm sure that's what happens
Yeah.
periodically. But so we went and finally found the elevator, went down a level, and then went a couple other hallways, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we finally found the food court. So I kept
was a
thinking
giant
throughout the
building.
entire thing, am I actually going to get there? Are we just going to like lose our way
Are
and
we there
circle?
yet?
Yeah. But so I mean, the food there was pretty good. I mean, there was a lot of international
Yeah.
food. I
was.
think we had. Do we have gyros?
Yeah, we did.
Heroes.
Heroes.
Heroes, or however you pronounce them.
At a Greek place.
Yes, agree. It was really good.
Yes.
It was good.
And they were very friendly.
They
were
were.
asking about little lady and like how old she was, and
Mm-hmm.
they said they had a son that was 3.
Yep.
It was run by a couple,
Yeah.
so that was cool.
They were very nice. So I mean, that was primarily the interesting part of that particular
Yeah.
one was the hallways and whatnot. So because you don't expect
We
to
found
go.
the food court though.
We did find the food
And
court,
it had a lot of choices, so
and it had a lot of people in
we
it.
had a hard
I was
time.
trying to figure out where all those people came from.
Yeah. The other hallways.
That must be. I mean, we saw maybe 1 to 3 people walking the hallways that were going to get there. But then we get down to the food court, and there's 150 people down there.
And there was a big staircase, and there were people like eating on the staircase, and there were tons of people down there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's like lots of other parts of the building.
We'll put a link to the Reagan Center, assuming they have a website.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't checked yet, but if there is, we'll put a link to it so you can take a look at it.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Didn't they have like an art thing there or something too?
I don't know.
They had a ballroom.
Oh
We went in
yeah,
the ballroom.
we did. It was pretty. It was really weird.
It kind of more simple than I was. It was like the
Yeah.
most simple part of the building.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't
Like
expecting.
everything else was ornate and all that, and then you go into the ballroom, and it's just like plain walls, red carpet.
Did have a cool chandelier though, but it wasn't like a crystal chandelier. It was
Mhm.
like plastic,
Yeah.
modern artsy looking.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the Ronald Reagan building, there was a ballroom.
Yes,
And we
there was a
saw it.
ballroom. Yeah, it was
It
pretty
was
cool.
it was actually pretty normal looking compared to
Yes.
the rest of the building.
Like the rest of it was all ornate and marble facade and very grand and majestic, and then it was just a ballroom.
Yeah, it was
It's pretty
weird,
strange.
like with a modern art chandelier.
Yeah.
Like not a crystal chandelier or anything. And we very surreptitiously went to take a look at it.
Yes, we did. We snuck in.
Surreptitious.
Yes.
Word of the day.
Word of the day, surreptitious. We'll have a link to the definition. But it's basically we're using it in context
Yeah.
to sneak in without apparently trying to be noticed as sneaking in.
Right.
So we just kind of like walked in as if we owned the place.
Yeah. And there was no one in there.
There was
so
no one in
okay.
there. But the coolest thing about it, to my mind, was that all the hallways and so on were very echoey. They were all stone and glass anyway. So when when we walked in, each step, it would get quieter and quieter and more muffled, and there was like no sounds that could be heard. So that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah,
if you
it
ever
was.
rent out a ballroom at the Ronald Reagan Center, it's pretty quiet there.
Yeah.
You won't hear anyone else walk past you or anything.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm sure with
Yeah.
music and everything though.
yeah, I'm
it's
sure.
loud.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna have a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had
I
a
mean,
ball.
we did have well, not an official ball. We just
no,
had fun.
we had fun.
But if you have a ballroom, you should have a ball
Mm-hmm.
with, princes and
Yeah.
kings and
It's on my
princesses
bucket
and
list.
so on. So, like in that movie, I think it was Ella Enchanted. No, I'm thinking of the wrong.
I don't know.
Where they had like the ballroom in New York.
Oh, Kate and Leopold.
I think that was also one. But no, this one, where, like, she comes from the fantasy world.
Mm.
Uh,
Enchanted.
Enchanted. Enchanted. And they have everyone dressed up, and they're in this as, I don't know, what
Like
century would that be from?
Renaissance age
Yeah.
dress. Yeah.
And all had a ball.
Except hers. Hers
Except for
was a
hers.
modern
Yeah,
style
which-
dress.
Made total sense. But anyways, so we got out of there safely without
Yeah.
getting stuck.
And had lunch.
We did have lunch. It was really
So,
good.
Yeah.
So did you want to talk about Sunday lunch now? It wasn't as exciting.
Yeah, there wasn't anything. There were a bunch of places to eat lunch that were named after animals
Yeah.
at the zoo, but
I think we're at the
that was about
Panda
the most Panda Pavilion or
Panda
something
Pavilion,
like
which served po' boys.
that. Yeah,
Which, in case you're wondering, well, I know what it is.
I didn't know what it was before this.
I didn't really
Us
know either.
Northerners,
It looks
we
like a
don't know.
sub. That's basically
Yeah.
what it is. It's a
It
sub.
did look like a sub
Or
without
down in the south,
toasting.
you call it.
Without being toasted.
Yeah. Call it something else in the south. Forget now. But anyways, so it was okay. I had the
Yeah.
the chickpea
We experienced some
chickpea
new food.
sub po' boy.
I had sweet potato fries.
Yeah, she wasn't very hungry. It was one of those days.
Yeah.
But a little lady had sweet potato fries, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
And we had to wade over a puddle to get to our picnic table.
We did. It was one of the only ones
It
available.
was empty. I was
Yeah.
wondering why it was empty. And then I went over there and I had to like.
Yep.
wanted
And
to
I was
get a
lucky I
canoe.
had my big boots on, which are waterproof.
I just kind of like
So
like
got
tried to
your
go
feet wet.
across without getting my feet wet.
Which was hard pushing the stroller.
Yeah,
But
But-
I think I pushed it on the way out.
probably.
But anyways, so yeah, that we liked the Smithsonian Zoo. It was
Yeah.
very nice. It was a little chilly, and a lot of the animals were still inside because
Yeah.
it's too cold.
Right.
So we didn't see a lot of them, but we did see many animals.
Yes, we did.
So, and we're definitely gonna have some photos up, and a link in the description, so you can see them. You can
Yeah.
actually buy them if you wanted to. That's up to you.
So we would like you to, if you want, leave in in the comments a time that you went out to eat and it didn't go quite as planned.
Hmm.
Whatever kind of mishap or fun experience you had, or if you had to go through a metal detector to get
Mhm.
there, like
Yeah.
we did. Whatever you want to tell about, leave it in the comments, and we would love to hear about it.
Yeah. And we appreciate if you'd like this video too, and
Yeah,
subscribe so
definitely.
you can get updates about our
more.
videos, because we're going to do one it'll be every Thursday morning.
Mhm.
And so we'd like you to hear more about us.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
we'd like to learn more about you.
Yeah. Don't forget to stew about it.
Bye.
Bye.